Oh, wait, what's going on? Didn't see you there. This is Niels on Dynasty. Please like, share, and Max Headroom, subscribe. Uh, be kind, helpful, and grateful because it is so much better than being a jerk. You actually get Christmas presents if you're kind, helpful, and grateful. You don't if you're a jerk, obviously. And this is very, very sound advice. Buy some silver, platinum, and crystallized osmium because it's an in thing to do. All the kids are doing it. It's a rave. You should do it because everyone else is doing it. FOMO into it, okay? Whatever you do, just get some sound advice, whatever you want to call it. But guess what? That's not what this is about. And it's not about sleeping kitty cats or Chloe, my sweet little Chloe. It's not about her. It's not about Ginger. It's not about Platina or Dixie. It's about DW News. This is about, let's see, let me plagiarize here. 3 hours old. Where the hell is it 3 hours old at? I saw it earlier. Anyhow, it was there. Oh, yeah, there it is, 3 hours old. Pro-Russian party wins Georgian election. Opposition party calls the results a constitutional coup. A cup of coupe, please. And I want a cup of soup. A cup of coupe.
Dream Party looks to have won parliamentary elections seen as crucial for the former Soviet Republic's future. Georgian Dream says the results give it a solid majority in the new parliament, but opposition parties say they don't recognise the outcome and have called the result a constitutional coup. The result could deal a blow to Georgia's chances of joining the European Union. The Electoral Commission announced the results after counting 70% of the votes.
Number 41, Georgian Dream, received 935,004 votes, which is 52.99%. Let me emphasize that these are preliminary results from 2,206 polling stations announced
2,206 polling stations across the country. Continue to listen.
in record time.
Record time.
In an unprecedented 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Okay, right there and then. 2,200 some odd polling places within an hour and 45 minutes could report. They could count everything, do everything, get it back. One of two things has happened. They're either running very efficiently in a well-organized country, which they kind of sort of aren't, but hey, it's possible. Or election. I can't say the word because I don't want to get strike, but you kind of sort of, they'll say, this group will say the word.
Now, as I already said, the opposition rejects the result. Here's the leader of the pro-EU United National Movement in Georgia.
Two credible, international, very experienced, separate polling companies showed exit poll results that had the opposition leading with a very wide margin of 10%. And yet we saw the Central Election Commission publish results that are the complete opposite, giving the Georgian Dream an unthinkable advantage. We believe, we are convinced, and we are certain that this is due to election fraud.
They even cut her
DW
off.
correspondent Yuri Resheto is in the Georgian capital, Tbilisi. Here's his assessment of the situation so far.
If the ruling Georgian Dream Party really wins, many young people will probably leave this country. At least here in the capital, Tbilisi, I have met such people and they have told me exactly that. Why? Because the ruling Georgian Dream Party, which has been in power since 2012, does anything but bring progress, especially for young people. On the contrary, this party is only officially pro-European, which you could see on the election posters. In reality, it has been implementing an anti-European policy, especially in recent years. It persecutes those who think differently by passing a law to protect against so-called foreign influence. This law has existed in neighboring Russia for years, and its Georgian version is very, very similar. Also, the Georgian Dream Party makes Georgians afraid of minorities, including sexual minorities, instead of protecting them as the EU demands. Just a few weeks ago, a law was passed to protect families, so to speak. In reality, the law is like another Russian law against so called gay propaganda. And who knows what else may come. The ruling party has announced to ban all liberal opposition parties. As for the opposition, it has announced that it won't recognize the results of the election. We'll see if people protest on the streets here over the next few days. After all, according to surveys, 80% of Georgians want to join the EU. However, this path will remain closed to them for the time being if the ruling Georgian Dream Party indeed has won after all the votes have been cast.
Interesting, huh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Things that make you go hum. Things that make you go hum. Have a good evening. I said have a good evening, sir.